Welcome to the Fort Walton Beach Business Forum. I'm Bill Roberts, the 2017 Chair of the Greater Fort Walton Beach Chamber of Commerce, and I'm also with Barnes Insurance and Financial Services. Today, I'm thrilled to have not only a great chamber member, but a good friend here, Lisa Jo Spencer. Lisa, welcome.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Well, you've done this before. You've been
Yes.
the 2011 chair.
Yes.
You did this for 12 times also.
I did, and I was just telling you, this was one of my very favorite things when I was chair, was to get to interview the folks and be on the show.
We're going to get into all your chamber activities in a minute, but first let's talk about your business and
Sure.
how you came to Fort Walton and
Okay.
and where you are now with your business.
Sure. Well, thanks. I was an Air Force JAG, and that's what brought us here. I was stationed at Eglin on active duty, and when our son was in elementary school at that time, it made sense to stay here because our school systems are so wonderful, and we just didn't want to have to move. My next move was either going to be Washington, D.C. or Wright Pat, and not that those are bad places, but this school system, and you know, we're from Florida, so this made a really good sense. So we stayed here. Quickly, I went to the state attorney's office, was a prosecutor for 3 years, then went into private practice, eventually opened my own firm. So that's where we are. I opened my own firm in 2014.
And now that young son you talked about,
Yes.
his family's made you a grandmother
I'm a grandma.
and soon to be.
Grandma of twins.
All
so
right.
yes, pretty excited about that.
Well,
Yeah,
great.
Yeah.
Hey, in your chamber life, you know, I've read your history. You started in the chamber in 2005, and Ted Corcoran said in 2006, Lisa Jo Spencer gave me a call and says, I want to be more involved. What
Yes.
can I do?
Yes.
You know, so talk about those early days and how you did get involved with the chamber.
Sure. I had started going to First Friday Coffees and was enjoying just my membership in general, as everyone I think does. And so I gave Ted a call and said, plug me in somewhere. And so shortly thereafter, I became involved with government affairs, and at that time we had a community group that was the smaller, I think we called it local affairs. I eventually became chair of that, and then Tammy McDaniel, who's going to be on in a little bit, she and I were the Green Task Force and started all the green, and that was through the Local Issues Committee. We started the green awareness for our chamber and really got things undergoing there. And of course, Tammy did most of that. And so it was good.
And you continued working the chamber. You were elected to the board of directors.
Yes. And then Chad asked me if I would consider being chair, and so I was chair in 2011, and which was a great experience.
2011.
Yes.
And you know, 2017, it was my privilege to introduce you as a life director for the
Yes.
chamber. And if folks don't know what our life directors are, in 71 years, they've only been, you're the 11th.
I'm the 11th.
Life director.
Yes.
It's based not only on what you've done in the chamber, but what you've done in the community.
Well, it's such an honor. I mean, I always, and it's one of those things, and if you're not familiar with the boardroom, where the chair stands and conducts the meeting, you're looking back on the wall and seeing that wall of the life directors, some of whom have passed away and all. So, you know, that's kind of your inspiration when you're when you're conducting your meetings.
You know, when I introduced you as a life director, I said that your legacy in the chamber is going to be what you helped start in 2009. The mission to help solve homelessness in our community.
Yes.
And what have you done? I mean, it's been amazing with One Hopeful Place and Community Solutions.
It is really remarkable. We, you know, of course, we didn't really understand the whole issue and where to get involved and how we could truly help our community and help the homeless. And we finally found our niche and have been able to receive some wonderful funding and wonderful help from the community. I mean, it's truly a community effort, and if you haven't had an opportunity to go up to One Hopeful Place and see the Haven, which is the facility that's open right now for the men in transition, but we've got big things planned for phase 2, which is right next door, and we just need to get the money to finish and complete that, and we'll be able to have about 50 more people that we can help.
Yeah, 10 now, and it really is amazing. If folks would go on Facebook and
Yes.
look at the One Hopeful Place.
Yeah, and just go up there. We were privileged to hire Nathan Monk. If you haven't had an opportunity to meet him, he is quite a dynamic leader. So he's been helping us now as our executive director, and as of this month, we took over the actual running of the day-to-day business out there at One Hopeful Place. And so we have a young lady, Pamela. I shouldn't say. She's delightful. She's young, but man, is she's wonderful and excited. And so she's out doing the day-to-day shelter stuff.
Yeah, it's really amazing to see the enthusiasm that Nathan brings to the table, that Pamela does. And as a chair, I get to sit on the Community Solutions Board with you and Mitch and Roger and everybody else. And it's just, it's a good feeling when you sit there and you listen to these folks talk, and it's all about, you know, what they have in their heart, the compassion to help others. And I tell you, it's like you said, one of the most things I'll remember about this is being able to sit on that board for a year.
It's wonderful, and Ted doesn't give himself any credit for this,
Right.
but truly, without Ted and without the chamber, we wouldn't be where we are. He has a heart for this. And I know everybody thinks of Ted as you know, MC and comedian and stuff, but if you get to know him, you see that he's such a compassionate, wonderful man, and this was a big part of him too.
Well, our chamber is definitely involved in the community. In the past, you know, the 9/11 system, a lot of things in the past that the chamber's been involved in, but I think as far as the community, this One Hopeful Place is going to be, it will be remembered forever. And I'm glad that the chamber's excited about it. You helped get the chamber excited about it. And it's just it's a wonderful opportunity for our community.
It really is. And so just, if you can, I know RJ will probably put the website up there, but go to the website, go to our Facebook page, help us however you can. There's opportunities for businesses to donate, individuals to donate. We need volunteers. Always need canned goods and things like that for the folks living there. So,
well, Lisa Jo, it's been nice having you here today, and it's
Thank you,
wonderful
Bill.
what you do for our chamber and for our community.
Thank you. It's
Thank you.
My pleasure and privilege to be here. Thank you.
We'll be back in a minute with the For Walton Beach Forum.